Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Panther, GW Panther, Tier 7 German SPG. This one, known as Count Dracula, is located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka and is under the command of Scrappey. Now, you've seen a few replays by Scrappey just recently. He likes his Arty and he's quite good at it. So, let's see how he gets on in this one. The skins, by the way, come from Sir Rusty, and they've even got our logo on them. This one's on the top, on the gun shield. I would do thank Sir Rusty for them, because these skins make our Arties look really special. In fact, he doesn't do skins just for Arty, he does them for tanks as well. Well, Scrappey's going over to the west side of the battlefield. Started off by the railway line, but yeah, he wants to get over to the west side. And I actually tend to agree with him, because the west side does offer more possibilities than the railway line. You can get caught out sometimes. In fact, actually, this is an encounter game, not a standard one. And that's why there's a cap sound coming from the map, from the cap. Okay, well, one of the enemies has been spotted. It's an Emil. It's up at the centre line. Scrappey's still in transit. Try not to knock a tree down. Yep, good. Knocking a tree down always gives away your presence, so it's never advisable to knock a tree down unless you're trying to fool the enemy into thinking you're somewhere where you're not. Okay, T-29's in the cap. There's only one in the cap, so it is that T-29. We fire a round in. It splashes the T-29 for 29 hit points. 94 hit points, sorry, not 29. And he is taking stun damage as well, so we're going to pick up something extra from that. Okay, we're loaded, ready to go. Rounds out. Direct hit into his rear. 243 hit points this time, and he's badly damaged. He's not going to be able to stay alive for very much longer if he keeps staying in there. He's got less than a quarter of his health, in fact 20% of his health left. One more shot should be enough. Lining it up. Oh, he's going to stick behind the house, eh? Round out. Direct hit. He's still there, but he did take the full brunt of that shell, and he's just knocked a tree down, so he's told us where he's going. But Scrappey is actually going to go for this T-71DA. Now that's the single shot version of the T-71. Rounds out straight away on him. Direct hit wipes him out. 504 hit points. He's gone from the game. Lightly skinned vehicle. Obviously, he must have got a pen with that shell. And the cap's still going on. Now, the 15cm howitzer shells for this Arty, they can do alpha damage of 680. So, yeah, you only need to penetrate the shell. And that was a direct hit there on the IS. And you can see he's still stunned. And we're going to Emil 2 at the centre line. This is a tier 9 game, and Scrappey is bottom tier, so obviously he's got opportunity to earn a lot of XP from this game. Round out on the Emil. Lands just short of him. Well, the cap's still proceeding, and I think he's over somewhere in these trees over here, because he hasn't been seen since. But we're waiting for our team to get sighting of him before we fire a round in. Going for the Emil. Nice shot. 239 hit points recorded and 172 splash afterwards as well. Now, obviously, as you know, according to the manual, it takes twice as long to cap out in a... or in fact, it says 2.5 times in the manual. And we've just seen that enemy tank killed. That was the GW Tiger P killed. But the T-29 was killed by our other Arty, the Lorraine 15551. Now, the manual, the Wikipedia, says it actually takes 2.5 times to cap out an encounter, but in actual fact, it's 1.5 times. Or at least according to the book, it says 2.5 times. But according to my knowledge, it's 320 seconds to cap out. Okay, we spotted an enemy Arty at the back of the map. We're going for the Object 430 and direct hit on him, 225. Now, the M12 just took a big hit and now he's dead. Progetto got him. So it's quite a good thing that Scrappey didn't change targets. If he'd switched targets to the M12, more than likely the M12 would have been killed by the Progetto. But we're keeping this Object 430 stunned, and that means he can't put damage into our teammates the other side of the ridgeline. We're 2 tanks ahead of the enemy at the moment. Oh, nice spot there by the Hawk 12. Dips back below our side again. We know where the Object 430 is. We're loaded and ready to go. And we hit him clean on. 702 hit points, even though he was trying to hide behind the Cranbon. Well, in fact, the Emil 2, not the Cranbon. And he still got hit. So we're up to 1.8k of damage, and the game's been going about 5.5 minutes. We've got AMX 1357 over on the east side near the hill. And we could probably stun him for our teammate. Maybe badly wound him. Maim him, maybe. Round out. Here we go. Oh, that one went nowhere near the aim point. Now, IS in the tree line. Can we get it? Waiting for the reload to complete. He's going for the cap. And he's in. Lining up a shot. Rounds out. This looks good. It is good. It's a kill. So that's the second kill for Scrappey. Right, Foch. On the hill overlooking the east side. There's only 3 enemy vehicles left. The 45 TP, that AMX 1357, and this Foch. Rounds out. Well, it was close. The flight time for the shells is actually quite long from this point. I know we haven't got it on the mods available in this game because we're using no mods at the moment because we're doing old games from old clients. But it is about flight time about 4 seconds or so. And this is about 2.5 to 3 seconds from our position. Going for the AMX 1357. Note we switch back to the 45 TP. Round out. This should hit. Falls short. So RNG said no again. The 1357's dead. Now it's just the Foch. He's got his back to us, or now he's got his side to us. Almost loaded. Round out straight away. Looks like it's going to miss. Yep. It was close, but it wasn't bang on target. He was actually moving back slightly further away. But the game is over. It's a victory. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tank for Scrappey in the GW Panther. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. In fact, he got 10 in that game. And he got a Confederate, which means he was hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently, or subsequently, as somebody says, more than others. So, anyway, right, team scores. Well, he didn't get the highest damage. Unfortunately, that went to the AMX 30 Premier Prototype. He managed to get 4,491 hit points. The Striv 1030 managed to get 2854. And then we got Scrappey with 2,697. The next high score after that was the AMX 50 Foch on the enemy team with 2626. When it came to kills, it was actually the Progetto who did the best. He got 4 kills in that game. Then we've got the AMX 50 Foch with 3. And then there's a bunch of tanks with 2 kills, including Scrappey. And when it came to base XP, because Scrappey was bottom tier in a top tier game, a tier 9 game, he was earning 1,208 base experience points, whilst the Hawk 12 managed 1,094 and the Progetto 943. So very nice for him. Let's have a look at detail. Fired 16 rounds, got 8 direct hits and 1 penetration and 14 splash. Damage of 2,697 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did 2,084 hit points off stun assistance off 13 stuns. He also managed to get 30 defense points whilst that T-29 was in the cap, and also the IS. On a free-to-play account, he earned 39,422 credits, and after resupply of ammunition took away 21,502 credits. He received 1,208 XP, and unfortunately there were no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. But apparently this was his first ace tanker in the GW Panther, and he was quite pleased about that. He certainly put the effort in. I've seen absolutely no reason why that shouldn't be an ace tanker, considering he was in a tier 9 game. He was laying those shells down quite accurately. There were a few that went astray, and I think that could be chalked down to RNG. But even so, he really did put in the work and the effort, and from a long way away from the enemy, because those shells were certainly having to fly virtually the entire distance of the map. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.